As night silently engulfed the Capitol, dark and foreboding legislation slithered through committees as Week 3 of the Florida legislative session came to a close. The House of Representatives moved at a dizzying pace, darting from bill to bill, some that are detrimental to FEA members and labor unions. The curse that is House Bill 11 staggered out of committee despite heavy resistance. Union members from throughout the state showed up to the committee meeting to register their displeasure with the measure, and more than 60 stood in opposition. FEA and other union lobbyists fought hard against the bill and its sponsor, advocating for our membership.
Here's my bottom line, Mr. Chairman and members. We have existing laws to protect workers who want to be a part of a union. We have existing laws to protect those that do not. And importantly, all of those laws are equally applied, which is not the case in this bill. We believe this bill undermines your longstanding statement of intent about how we handle unions in this state, and that's a policy that's been in effect since 1974 and has worked. The bill is not needed, and I'd suggest to you that, at least in the case of my organization, it's not wanted by the folks that are governed by this law. We'd urge you to vote no.
This bill must be stopped. It's an attempt to silence your voice in the workplace and in the legislative process.
If HB 11 were to become law, what would the impact of that be?
So we have contracts all over the state. This is our contract. And everybody in our state has a contract, and they want to throw that away. They want the end of collective bargaining. They want the end of unions, and this is union busting at its finest. If people like duty-free lunch and all the other provisions that we have negotiated over years, including pay, including working hours, including conditions of your work employment, they should be concerned. People should be organizing, they should be joining the union like never before, because these people have gone into attack mode, not only for our profession, but our professional organization and what we stand for as educators. This is not right. HB 11 is not right, and it will be a very different state and a very different public education as we know it here in the state of Florida if HB 11 passes.
House Bill 373 also made an appearance this week when it passed out of the House Education Committee. This bill threatens superintendents' ability to offer job stability to highly effective and effective teachers, and that is destined to have a damaging effect on our students' learning environments.
What we witnessed this morning in the House Education Committee was clearly party lines with only one person moving over, and that would be Placencia. So a big shout out to him for crossing over and understanding what it means to be teachers. But everybody spoke about this bill was not going to help attract and retain teachers in Florida, and that's the bottom line. This is a system they created where you are ineffective, highly effective, or effective. This is a system that they created, and if teachers are meeting their standard of highly effective and effective, then they should be guaranteed employment, because it only makes sense to keep continuity in our classrooms. That's the bottom line. We do not want classroom turnover. It's not good for our students, it's not good for our schools, and it's not good for our teachers.
On the Senate side of the Capitol, Senate Bill 964 was discussed in detail at the Accountability Workshop in the Senate Education Committee. Senator Montford's bill will finally halt the outrageous amount of testing that our students must endure, and it removes the state from determining teacher evaluation components, including the use of the VAM. Several teachers and parents spoke in support of the bill during the committee meeting, including an ESE teacher from the Orange County Classroom Teachers Association.
With all of these restrictions and evaluation methods that you have placed on students and teachers, I ask you, why would anyone continue to choose to teach students who are labeled low-level or below-grade level learners, disabled, ESE, 504, or even behaviorally challenged? Where will you find the trained professionals who are willing and desire to work with these students if you continue to make VAM scores the way they are and the testing the way it is?
The insanity has gone on far too long. The only consistent result that we have seen from state testing is that they have sucked the joy out of learning and out of teaching. By eliminating the state-mandated tests that are not federally mandated, Senate Bill 964 is a great step towards restoring the focus where it belongs in schools, instruction. I strongly urge you to support the only bill that has been discussed so far today that will actually result in fewer tests.
Once again, FEA had a great turnout of member lobbyists who came to visit Tallahassee this week Remember, even if you can't come to the Capitol, you can do your part back home.
We chose to come up on our spring break and enjoy the Capitol and all the fun that comes with legislative session. And we've talked to several senators and representatives as well. Got through to some, not to others, but it had to start at home because we built that relationship at home with them, so they knew us when we got up here.
I feel that the best thing that members could do is to remain in the know, be very, very adamant about learning about what's happening as it relates to public education and sharing that information with others as well.
What we need to do is visit our offices and see our legislatures and go in and just be friendly with them. Tell our story, because that's what they want to hear.
It's very important to be involved with FEA and to get on the alert list and send the postcards, make the phone calls, send the emails, because the more they hear from us, the more they feel compelled to do what we say.
You may not be able to make it to Tallahassee or have to be able to have the experience of the rest of us, but you can call them. And if you call them, if you email them, if you write them, if you go visit them at their home offices, you will have an impact. And the more they hear that their constituents are speaking out about the issues that concern them, the more they'll start to listen, and you can start having an effect on what happens about a block and a half away with us here at the Capitol.
That's all for now. Tune in next week as we approach the halfway point of Florida's legislative session.